A single game Monday in the Front Range League at Diamond Club in Arvada. Pitch one of El Paso County Baseball Miracles and Diamond Club Collegians down for ball one to open the count on the leadoff batter for the visiting team, the Miracles. Hunter Morgan, center fielder, is in and takes to a 2-0 count. Starting pitcher for Diamond Club today, Luis Lepe, will work from the third base side of the rubber, left arm the delivery, a 2-0 pitch from Lepe. That caught the zone, and it's 2-1. Thanks for being with us on the Front Range Baseball Network. I'm Thad Anderson. We've got a single game on the network tonight, single game in the league, and then back to heavy action throughout the week. That pitch got the outer edge, beautifully delivered. Hunter Morgan, center fielder for the Miracles, steps out, steps back in. Austin Reese and Jansen Roberts, the first three in the order. Those two coming here after Morgan. Two-strike pitch, missed away or up and away, and it's full. Here's the payoff. Popped up to right. Gliding over, and one out recorded. Morgan flies out to right field. That's Vaughn Raffleson on defense. One away. Austin Reese, the first baseman, now batting for the Miracles of El Paso County Baseball out of Colorado Springs. El Paso County is the county where Colorado Springs sits. EPCB is the abbreviation of their organization. Miracles, their moniker at the collegiate level. Diamond Club Collegians, the host team today here in Arvada. Told you about the battery of Lepe, who delivers right here to Andrew Buckled with a 1-0 count. Buckled receives a ball for a 2-0 count. Buckled will bat ninth in the order for the Collegians. Lepe falling behind. Here's going to be a gap shot that's going toward the wall, and that hits the top of the fence and stays in. Oh, we got a home run call off the yellow piping. I wonder if that ground rule was covered at the pregame meeting. Brad Mulvaney starts to come out, steps back. Now the umpires are going to converse about that. They're awarding a home run. Yep, now they're going to bring it back. And the call will end up being a double. That was my initial take. At the pregame plate meeting, ground rules are discussed, and I have no idea if that was discussed in the pregame meeting, but typically with that yellow cap on the top rail of the fence, that's sort of a protective fence or a protective tube up there, and our two-umpire crew gathers and discusses and decides that's best called as a double. I would agree on this type of a field layout. Some major league parks over the years, you've seen the deal where they have a yellow line on the wall, and then there's that judgment of, is the yellow line gone or not? I think that yellow tubing was the initial reaction. I think that is the right way to play this, especially on a shallow fence field like this. You got to get every inch to get that call. That one hit on the smack on that yellow and came right back in. Didn't really fly very far. It kind of deadened it. It just kind of doinked its way back onto the warning track. So Lepe avoids a one-out bomb from Austin Reese, now Jansen Roberts. The Reese took second base on it and then got the home run finger circle from the plate umpire, started to head on around, then was told to stop. He never made it to third. He was kind of hung up between second and third. Retreated. That's where he stands now. Takes his secondary lead pitch in tight on a spin away. Looks like a jersey number change potentially here. Jansen Roberts listed as the starting third baseman and number 3 batter today, was listed as the 5. He's going to be a number 8. He's going to pop that to shallow right center. Backpedaling for the catch is Taylor McMaster, 2 away. Pop out to second base, 2 down. Jansen Roberts is out, and Maddox Stahl comes to the plate. Stahl, right fielder defensively, batting in the cleanup spot with 2 away. Today is the debut here in Arvada for Diamond Club on our Front Range Baseball Network broadcast of the no more star character, no more featured character being Chain Link. That's right. If you've been watching, we've been having a camera from the press box through the backstop, and today, a little extension on the cable, and now we got that no Cheney look for you. Giving that a try. Obviously a better look. Strike called on the pitch, taken by Maddox Stahl. Two outs, runner on two, top of the first. Diamond Club vying for a no-run frame. That's chopped foul off of his own foot by Stahl. 1-2 the count. 1-2. Scoreboard issues here at the field. Haven't been able to get that cranking this year, so the scoreboard is not happening right now. I'm relying, bouncing back and forth between tech issues and play-by-play duties, keeping that bug updated, relying on our plate umpire for the counts, and that count's easy to figure out. That's strike three on a nicely placed outside pitch. Hit the outer part of the zone, and a backward K caps off the top of one. A double for Reese. Fly out by Morgan. The pop out to Roberts. Stahl strikes out, and we play a 9-inning game today from Arvada, Colorado on the Front Range Baseball Network. Through the first half inning, nothing for the Miracles. Diamond Club leading off with Tanner Gertz, Taylor McMaster, and Kai Douglas coming to the plate. That strike brought to you by Local Union 247-365. We like strikes. Bottom of the first inning, Tanner Gertz leads off for Diamond Club. Great to have the traffic-jammed, silky tones of Nathan Matouche back in the box with us. Missed you, Nathan. It's just not the same without you up here. Second pitch coming for the Miracles. Starting pitcher today is Zach Sanders. Zach spikes that one, walks away, and takes a stroll, and he'll reset. Picking that up off the backstop. On deck hitter Taylor McMaster, the second baseman. This is Tanner Gertz, third baseman, who hits leadoff. Kai Douglas will bat third. He's the left fielder. Those three coming to the plate. Zach Sanders comes set and finds that outside part of the zone. 2-1 count. Something I do like about the position we get here in Arvada, now coming inside. Nice work on both sides of the plate by Sanders. He hit the outer edge, then he pounded the inside. Gertz sees both sides wide, now sends one through the other way. Inside out, good job letting that thing get in. Kept the hands in, shot it through the right side. Single leads off the bottom of the first for Diamond Club. I like this vantage point here at Arvada. It's Nate Journey Field, where we set up for Front Range Baseball Network broadcasts. You get a really good look, more at the outer part of the dish, but a nice view, just high enough and just offset. That outer side of the zone has been there. That one's in tight, a little too much, ball one. Gertz at first base, McMaster batting. Brad Mulvaney heads up the effort for Diamond Club with the Collegians, assisted by Tyler Novotny. They do the field maintenance out here pregame, do a great job with it. You can see I think you can even see that on your shot, even though I can't zoom into it. That's fouled away. 2-1 count. They rebuilt the mound pregame. And there's Sanders right on cue, trying to kick off a little bit of the clumping that's getting in his spikes. Have to work that in a little bit. Pretty typical early game. Break down some of that rebuilt mound. Strike keeps the count going at full now. 3-2. So the Mines wandered. Ball dropped, but was not up on the rubber, so no issue there. Field umpire Kenny Aducci signaled that. Non-issue on the ball drop. Plate umpire Larry May looking at a 3-2. This will be sent back toward the middle. Backhand pick, flip to 2 is off the mark. Moving away from the play, McMaster moving across from, or I'm sorry, not McMaster, make it second baseman Nicholas Brainerd moving across the play. Going to have to go in the books as an E4 on the flip. Tough to make that flip. He's on the full movement toward third base, trying to flip it back to a shortstop who's moving the opposite direction. They couldn't connect for the force out up front. Safe at 2 is Gertz. McMaster on. Fielder's choice was the decision, and then the error leaves Gertz out there. Catcher is Louis De La Cueva. Louis stabbed wide to the left side batter's box to keep that pitch from sailing to the backstop. You'll probably know when it happens. The home plate camera is connected there. This ball is going to bounce through the left side. Another man aboard. That'll die in the grass, and the runners are all going to get 2 bags out of that. RBI single, Diamond Club on the board. Kai Douglas clean single and an RBI for Douglas. 1-0 Diamond Club, bottom of 1. Taylor McMaster went first to third on that.
Now batting for Diamond Club, the shortstop, number 14, Cale Corridon.
Did notice pregame the outfield grass a little bit shaggy. I made the comment to Collegians catcher Andrew Buckled, was talking to him while they were throwing. Pitcher's friend out there with the grass, but in that case, would have helped if it was shorter for the left fielder for the Miracles. Bryson Martinez could have gotten to it quicker and probably would have shut down the move to third base by McMaster. I think Gertz was going to score no matter what on that. Lawnmower or not. Sanders pitch. Runner goes on a first and third. Going to send it down to second, and in before the throw goes Kai Douglas, stolen base. Miracles looking for their first out recorded Fourth batter to the plate. Good pitch on the outside. Strike. Taken by Cale Corridon. Shortstop. Cale Corridon. Batting in the number 4 spot. Nice job at the plate by Louis de la Cueva, containing pitch down in the synthetic circle. Sanders' pitch is down, and again fighting with it down there to a 3-2 count. De la Cueva contains. I was talking to Louis before the game about his catching assignment. He started talking about classic catchers that he's impressed by. Here's a liner towards second. That's caught, and everybody back safely. One away. Corridon on a 3-2 got a decent piece of that, but sent a liner to second base. Nicholas Brainerd on the catch.
Now batting, center fielder, number 24, Blake Young.
Center fielder Blake Young is the number 5 batter in the order. DH is on deck. That's Mac Dawsey. Brock Mulvaney plays first and bats number 7. Mulvaney a home run yesterday. This pitch does get to the screen, bounces off the backstop, and flies back toward the first base foul line. Nobody can move. That caught kind of like the home run ball that hit the yellow piping on the top of the left center field fence and was not a home run. It was a double. That one, direct hit to one of the pipes or poles in the fence, came shooting back. So nobody moves on that. Keep the runners at second and third with one away. Zach Sanders' pitch is fouled off. Brock Mulvaney in the 7 spot. First baseman, number 8 batter Von Raffleson, the right fielder, and the catcher Andrew Buckled will round out the order there. Halfway through it in the midst of the number 5 batter up there, Blake Young. Sanders' pitch. Missed up. It's a 2-1 count. Sanders had an expectant look in his eyes after that pitch, hoping he had caught the top of the zone, didn't get the call. Now leaves one down and out, blocked again by De La Cueva. So Louis was talking about some catchers who he thinks highly of. I need to look this up for him, actually. He was talking about Salvador Perez setting the record for consecutive games caught with no off day. That pitch up near the helmet area of Blake Young, who draws a walk and loads the bases for Mac Dawsey, the DH.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 4, Mac Dawsey.
Bases full of Collegians for Diamond Club. The Diamond Club Collegians play here in Arvada. Nice partnership with Ralston Valley. Sanders got to be in the zone now. He's going to fall behind 1-0. Sanders tried to spin one, get Dawsey to go after it. Talking to Mac pregame, he said he's not been great lately at the plate. Struggling a little bit. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Grounds that. Not struggling there. That'll knock in a pair. 2 RBI single. And going first to third is Blake Young. Dawsey's going to move up on the throw. There's a lot in that one swing for Mac Dawsey. I'll tell you more about. Scoring 2 there. It's 3-0 Diamond Club, and runners are at second and third after Dawsey's 2 RBI single.
Now batting first baseman.
Again, most of you way more intelligent than I am about baseball, but for the one person out there somewhere in the universe who needs it, scored as a single on that. Was not going to get 2 bags, except the throw went to third, and so Dawsey was able to move up. I know he'd prefer it. He'd like to get a double. Just throw him a little love there, but that's a single. Brock Mulvaney, the first baseman, 7 batter, is in. Mulvaney took ball one. Dossie getting a healthy lead at second. This chopper is going to move up the runners. Third bounce or so of that one gets to the glove of Nicholas Brainerd at second base. RBI ground out for Brock Mulvaney. In comes Blake Young. Over to third goes Dossie. 2 out. Ribby now. That was with 1 out when he swung it. Now 2 outs on the RBI. 4 runs in for Diamond Club. Vaughn Raffleson, number 8 batter. He'll see if he can open the door for everybody to get a look in the first inning. On the brink of batting around Diamond Club. Swing for strike 1. One runner aboard at third base. Sanders trying to get out. Nice pitch by Sanders. Again, when he hits that outside edge, he's going to get a lot done out there. Diamond Club batters may get to it with the wood bats, but not going to do a whole lot with that pitch, I don't think. Sanders comes right down the middle in a 3-pitch strikeout, gets himself out of there. Good answer by Zach Sanders to get himself off of the bump in the first inning, but 4 Collegians hit the plate, come around to score and establish a healthy lead after 1 inning for Diamond Club DC 4 and El Paso County Baseball Miracles out of Colorado Springs 0. Top of the second inning, it'll be De La Cueva, Martinez, and Brainerd batting.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
Hey, Dad,
Now
League
ask
Baseball
what
is
I
what
do
I do
when there's no
because it
baseball.
keeps the
Just
parrot
I'll tell you what I
off
do.
the streets.
I stare out the
Yo,
window.
there's
and
no
wait for spring.
crying in baseball. Nine-inning scheduled ball game today at Diamond Club. 1 inning booked. Diamond Club happy.
Now batting the catcher, number 22.
Ball 1 on the leadoff pitch to Louis De La Cueva. Number 5 batter De La Cueva. Luis Lepe going to appeal that. And I was blocked by a backstop post, which our camera is not today. Huge revolution. Breakthrough. Chain linkless view. I think he rang him on that. Thought I saw a fist when I leaned around the post. Swing and a strike there. 1-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lepe bounces it, and that pitch is contained at the plate. Andrew buckled, checked the ball, and then sent it out. Confirmed with plate umpire Larry May. Didn't want to change it out. Concession stand cranking right below us, and it smells pretty good. Have to get some catering up here. There's a strikeout pitch, backward K. 1 away. The throw to third base was pulled down the line wide of the catch at third over there by Tanner Gertz. So the Diamond Club Collegians have the relay of shame back in after not executing the around the horn. Bryson Martinez, left fielder. Hits this to third on the first pitch. Across the diamond, and Mulvaney stretches toward the outfield to make the play on that. Nice reach by Mulvaney. Third baseman Tanner Gertz had the strikeout throwdown wide of him. Next pitch, he gets a ball right at him off of a bat. 2 away. I thought I was going to go a whole day without a Coca-Cola, but hopefully you heard that. Suggestive sounds of the crack of a can of the bad stuff. 2 away, and it's the number 7 batter, Nicholas Brainerd. Strike 1. Nice work here by Luis Lepe. Reflections on the early days of the Front Range League. Year 1 of this Collegiate Woodbat Summer League. Swing and a strike 2, and this is what the league appreciates right here by Luis. More strikes, get in the zone. Early going here, and we'll hope it levels out and pitchers kind of catch their summer rhythm. But a lot of games heavy on walks, a lot of hit by pitch. Missed there for a 1-2 count. You celebrate it when a pitcher pounds the zone. Luis saw 4 batters in the first inning, gave up 1 double off the top rail, left center, but that stayed in the yard. Now a strikeout, ground out, 1-2 pitch, bender is high. Luis out of Douglas High School in Wyoming. Douglas, Wyoming, up along I-25, attending Midland University. His pitch is again up. Runs the count full for Nicholas Brainerd, trying to keep the inning alive. Jeremiah Lucero, the DH for the Miracles, would be next. 3-2 pitch is sent to right. It's sailing up and down, caught in right at middle depth, not track depth, but got a decent piece of that. Not enough. Right fielder Von Raffleson makes his second catch in 2 innings of play. Raffleson, 2 of the 6 outs, gloved in right field. Good work by Luis Lepe on the mound for the Collegians. He'll bring back his team to the bats. They'll go 9-1-2 with Andrew Buckled, Tanner Gertz, Taylor McMaster to the plate. Always best to stay loose with a little ping pong between half innings. Get a table up here. Train tracks run right behind. There's a road right behind the press box, behind home plate. Train tracks behind that. Chopper to second. Jump throw is good. Andrew Buckled, 1 pitch. Ground ball to second base. 1 out. And Nicholas Brainerd gets an opportunity to have a little fun, a little athletic demonstration with the charging jump throw. Bottom of 2, we got 1 away. 9-inning ball game. Front Range League games are 9 innings, except on doubleheader days when it's 2 7s. Hopefully we'll get a step out of the box for Tanner Gertz when we do. Take a look at his stirrups. No way, watch him running. He's got the high stirrups, the thin strips. He's going to ground out. Back-to-back balls to second baseman Nicholas Brainerd.
Now batting, second baseman, number 22, Taylor McMaster.
McMaster reached on error his first time up, hit a ball up the middle that had a chance to be a double play ball. Would have been a tough turn. He is the second baseman defensively. He reached on that, what was a fielder's choice defending decision, then an error on the feed to second base. Breaking pitch stays above the zone. McMaster scored then. After he reached, will he reach here? Ball to short, backhand, long throw, in time. Wow, crisp inning there. Nice work by Zach Sanders, the pitcher for the Miracles. After he faced 8 batters in the first inning, he gets 3 quick ground balls. I think some of these guys have a movie time tonight. They're kicking up the pace. 2 innings in the books, quick second, 6 batters total between the two teams. Stays 4-0 Diamond Club on top in Arvada. Summer 2025, the inaugural season of Front Range League Collegiate Baseball. Summer wood bat baseball played along the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado and Nebraska. Visit frontRangeLeague.com for schedules, standing stats, and more. FrontRangeLeague.com is the website. Game Changer tracks the in-game progress and the stats and standings. Front Range Baseball Network right here. Every game streams live on the Front Range Baseball Network. Thanks to the entire crew helping to launch this league in year one. League president and wizard Chuck Heeman with the Western Nebraska Pioneers up in Gering. President of the Front Range League, and Preston Munch, vice president, the two guys putting this thing into motion. And a large cast of contributors now making it a reality as we work into, what are we, the 3rd week of league play. 2-1 count. Conversation after the first pitch. Jeremiah Lucero is the DH in the number 8 spot. He turned and asked a few questions of Larry May. They talked about the second pitch also. Lucero fires at that and shakes our camera. By way of foreshadowing, that is an unprotected camera just mounted to the inside of the fence. So should a bunch of screen chaos break out when you see a ball flared back, it means we took a direct hit. Just gambling, it won't happen. That one wasn't too far off right there. Strikeout pitch, 1 away. Luis Lepe, 3rd strikeout. He has 1 in each inning now.
Nobody at the shortstop, number 4, Maverick Alsaria.
And Andrew Buckled, proud of himself. That around the horn after the strikeout, much more clean. Hit his throw. Maverick Alcaria, number 9 batter. Hunter Morgan on deck, back to the top of the order with Morgan, the center fielder. He flew out to right his first time. This is the first AB for Alcaria. Going to chop that into the first base dugout, through the dugout, and back out the other side. where looks like player first base coach Eli Jefferson fielded it. Eli on the roster. He's coaching first right now. Marcus Gilmore, assistant coach for the Miracles, down at third. John Byington, the head coach. Thanks to John, Marcus, the whole Miracles roster making the journey. They've got a busy week, and they're getting to the northern extremes of the league this week. That pitch was up for Alcaria. Breaking pitch is out. Full count. Miracles are here today in Arvada. That's Metro Denver area. The southernmost edge of the league is Pueblo. Ball 4, 1 out and 1 aboard. First walk allowed, issued by Luis Lepe. He does it to the number 9 batter. And an opportunity for the Miracles. Pueblo, Colorado, the southern extreme. Those who live down there, you know better than I do, but I've driven that a few times. I can do it, I don't know, 40 minutes, 45. It totally depends on what you got going on that day with the roads, but call it in the 38 to 45-minute range, I want to say the drive-ish between Springs and Pueblo. Then you work your way back up north in this league, up I-25. And after Pueblo and Colorado Springs, where the Miracles are at, then you get to Arvada with Diamond Club. You got Boulder, the 64s. Greeley Grays, strike called there. Fort Collins Foxes and NOCO Prospectors out of the Fort Collins area. Western Nebraska Pioneers. Bouncing pitch goes to the screen, shakes our look, and sends Maverick Alcaria to second base on a wild pitch. Told both catchers I hoped we didn't get to see him close up very often today, and seen a little bit of that now. Pitch is starting to get through at the plate. Today in Arvada for the Miracles. Tomorrow they send it a little farther north up in Fort Collins. Then they're on their way to western Nebraska in Gering. Ground ball back toward the middle. Shortstop, that ball chops up. It's going to score a run. E6 is going to let the first in for the Miracles with Maverick Alcaria, who walked coming around. That ball took a funky hop at the end and ate up Cale Corridon, who had it ping off of his, I don't know if that hit glove or somewhere up in his forearm area.
First baseman number 19, Austin Reese.
Stick a run on the board for the Miracles, 4-1, top of third. Strikeout, walk, error in this inning. Austin Reese doubled his first time up. Top rail. Hit it to left center, hit it well, and it crashed off of the yellow piping at the top rail, bounced right back into play. Back pick over to first base. I didn't hear what was said out of the first base dugout by the Miracles, but appreciate plate umpire Larry May jumping on it. He turned and gave the old kind of hand wag to the throat area, like cut it. Said over to the Miracles dugout, hey, don't do that. They said something off of it wasn't to the umpire. I think it was some comment about the back pick. Runner fakes the break, and the pitch misses. One away, one aboard. Lefty Lepe sends it to the plate. That's in the zone. Lifted to right. Got some carry to it. Just in front of the track. Ball is caught. Well, busy day continues in right for Vaughn Raffleson. He's got 3 putouts already here in the third inning. There have been 8 outs recorded, 3 of those caught by Raffleson in right field. That one a deepish right, shy of the track. And 2 down. Hunter Morgan remains at first. Jansen Roberts Lefty back in number 3 spot in the order. I was going to say earlier, didn't get there, but with that 4-0 lead in the first inning for Diamond Club at this park with the shallow fencing, you don't want to sit on a lead. That grazed him. Roberts almost spun out of that, but that got a little piece of the lefty Jansen Roberts. Runners at first and second, hit by a pitch and a walk in the inning. Now Lepe, he just went and dug out like a full, he used his shoe, but he shoveled out a whole bunch of material down there at the landing point for the pitcher on the mound. Working from the third base side of the pitching rubber, extreme third base side. 2 aboard and 2 out. Lepe's pitch is a strike, outside part. Maddox Stahl, a little bit of a disagreement head shake. Swings at another pitch toward the outer side of the zone, and he'll go 0-2 on the count. Diamond Club bat boy ball kid, number 21, looks like Swartz is the last name, comes out and helps clean up. Two strikes against the cleanup batter Stahl. One swing could tie it. Instead, he'll watch, and that pitch beautifully delivered by Lepe hits the zone. Second backward K of the cleanup batter, and 4 strikeouts now in the game for Lepe. He gives up his first run. It's a walk followed by an error that pushed that run in to the bottom of the third. Diamond Club up by 3. They've got 3, 4, and 5. Douglas, Corridon, and Young to the plate.
Cliche Country, Sugar Lake's unicorn of radio. Wide open and in the saddle. Tough, gritty. We are servant leaders with exceptional bandwidth who give 110%. So open a can of worms and beat a dead horse. Get outside the box. 108.1 FM. Put a pin in it for a win-win situation. Sugar Lake's Cliche Country, 108.1 FM. It is what it is. You got this. Have a nice rest of your day.
We're gonna go, we'll take our time. We'll hit the road, see what we find. Anticipate and wait. I wanna leave, I wanna go. What could be out there? What will I see? Will I find a secret to me? Then it begins, it's time to go. The journey's now, let's hit the road. The road unwinds and then I find.
Strike one opens bottom of the third. Zach Sanders, both dugouts, foul ball sharply down the third base line. There goes little Swartz out to chase that ball down in the left field corner. Young man getting the opportunity to hang out in the dugout with Diamond Club today and getting some exercise. 1-2 count. Pitch was up. Kai Douglas, RBI single, his first time stolen base, scored a run. Productive first appearance. Just missed. Pitch working down. Probably got that outer edge that has been called today, but that one looked like it ended low. Right side, that'll be out of play. Kai Douglas buckled just a little bit. Thought about standing in to wear that with a 2-strike count against him. Escape the count, but pitch didn't find him. 3-2 full count pitch from Zach Sanders. That one knocked the mask off of plate umpire Larry May. We'll buy him a little time. Danger pay. Brad Mulvaney, Diamond Club lead guy, is going to come out. Have a few words, make sure Larry's not jumbled. Larry's taken probably at least a few dozen of those, probably more than that over his time. Both dugouts, both coaching staffs would love to get some extended innings out of their starters tonight, and to this point, pretty solid on that. Got a chance to get into, they're hoping maybe 4 or 5 innings at least with their starters. Foul off, and Zach Sanders gets it back. It was chopped in the synthetic turf at the plate, then rolled over to the dirt grass area. I think Zach was thinking he might be getting a different ball. He took a long look at it. He'll fire it now. And it was faulty, defective ball. Kai Douglas opens the bottom of the third with a walk. Number 4 batter is Cale Corridon.
Now batting the shortstop, number 14, Cale Corridon.
Quick move over on the first look over to first. It was the A move. Kai Douglas looked like he did take just maybe a quarter step the other way. Went flying back safely. Pitch is a ball. There's a ground ball with the runner on the move. Second baseman had gone to cover the bag, and that opened the hole for a single. Going first to third is Kai Douglas. Don't know if that was a called hit and run or just a run, and then if you want to hit, go ahead. Not a mandatory, obviously, on the swing, and that was to perfection. Kai Douglas on the move opens up that entire right side of the infield. Second baseman Nicholas Brainerd was covering for the steal. Cale Corridon hit the spot. His first hit of the day, lined out to second his first time. Now he knocks a ground ball through that same slot. First and third, we saw Diamond Club run on this in the first inning. Kai Douglas ran on a first and third. Let's see if Cale Corridon goes. He looked interested in going. Strike called against Blake Young. Miracles pitcher Zach Sanders working here in the bottom of the third. Nobody out. Runner goes, and again swinging to the right side. This one foul. That pitch barely missed that out edge, that first base side of the plate. Good effort, good approach by Sanders and his catcher, Louis De La Cueva, to go there. They'll try to go there again. Steal on this one. Down to second goes the throw, and out at second is Cale Corridon. First out is a steal throw out. Louis De La Cueva got it there. Shortstop covering there. The Miracles infield making the adjustment after a couple times. Diamond Club threatening the open right side. Shortstop Maverick Alcaria made the tag on that. That will keep a run off the board, that steal throw out. It's going to score one. Good swing from Blake Young. Singles knocks in Kai Douglas with the 5th run for Diamond Club. 5-1. The Collegians have the lead on their home field in the 3rd inning.
Now batting the designated hitter number 4, Mac Dossie.
The runner at 1 with 1 out. 5-1 score. Mac Dossie comes back around on the merry-go-round of the batting order. He's going to drive this to right. That ball's down. Could be 2. Dossie rounding first. He's going to go for it. Here comes the throw the other direction toward home. It'll be the middle of the infield. Now Dossie caught rounding second. Runner scores. Blake Young's in. Dossie caught between second and third. He'll be out. That is a double for Mac Dossie, an RBI. He's hung up between second and third for the second out. Mac not giving me enough time to unpack the story, the conversation we had before the game. I'll get to it before the day's out. First, we got to update to 6 runs now, 2 away, bases clear. Score on your screen is correct, or at least as correct as I'm going to get it today. Scoreboard here not part of the equation, so it's a whole game changer or me clicking. Brock Mulvaney with 2 away and 2 scored in the inning. Zach Sanders getting some support from his defense. A couple calls to Zach, we got you. Mulvaney fouls that away. Sanders pitch. Missed. That one's through the zone. Swing and a miss. 3-2 count. Full for Sanders trying to escape this third. 4 runs in the first for Diamond Club. They went 3 up, 3 down in the second. Just the 5th batter in the inning for Diamond Club with 2 runs scored. They'll take a walk here and get their 6th guy up. It's an interesting flow to the inning. Both outs have been recorded on the bases. Caught stealing and a runner thrown out between second and third. Dossie, after his double ball in play, was cut in the middle of the diamond, and Dossie rounded second a little too heavily. Both the outs made on base runners. Sanders, long set, good pitch. Raffleson up and on his hands, swung through that.
Number 21,
Von Raffleson out of Liberty High School in Colorado Springs, Midland University. Midland, same spot where the starting pitcher today, Luis Lepe, played some collegiate ball. Mulvaney leads at first base. Sanders delivers. Well, in this count, good job working in toward the hands of Raffleson, the number 8 batter. Raffleson, Andrew Buckled waits on deck. Twice busting it inside on the righty and swinging through those. Comes back and elevates a little bit this time, and down goes Raffleson, his second K, and 2 trips to the plate. That'll stop the third inning there with 2 runs scored for Diamond Club. 6-1. Miracles will bat down by 5 in the top of 4 of a 9-inning ball game. El Paso County Baseball Miracles are on their 5 spot. 5, 6, 7. De La Cueva, Martinez, Brainerd go to work. Miracles got their first run last inning. They've got work to do here, down by 5. I'm DJing a little bit. Getting back over here for pitch 1, strike 1 to Louis De La Cueva. 5 batter De La Cueva to an 0-1 count. 6-1 the score. Good start for Diamond Club. Both teams, really, if you look at it, looking for a win. I know talking to Brad Mulvaney earlier today, said, how's the summer going? He said, man, we need to win one. They have had a tough slate here in the last week or so, matching up with some of the top teams at the top of the standings board in the Front Range League. Strikeout pitch against De La Cueva. Picked up, thrown down to 1 by catcher Andrew Buckled. Luis Lepe flummoxing Collegians pitcher. He is flummoxing the Miracles hitters. Back-to-back Ks, finished the 3rd with 1. Now he starts the 4th with another. Opens with a strike to Bryson Martinez. Lepe gets a ground ball, multi-hopper to short, run through the sling throw from short. Nicely played by Cale Corridon, who kept his momentum going through the ground ball.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 2, Tanner Gertz.
Bryson Martinez grounds out. He's grounded out to 3rd and short now, Martinez. Nicholas Brainerd with 2 away. Brainerd flew out to right his first time. 1 of 3 balls hit to right fielder Vaughn Raffleson in the air. See if Vaughn can keep his out per inning streak alive. Hasn't caught one yet this inning. Better get to work, Vaughn. Needs Lepe to pitch to the outside part of the plate. He does right there. Gets a swing and a miss. Time taken at the plate by Larry May. He summoned Coach Brad Mulvaney out of the dugout. Just a quick couple words. We're not mic'd up down there. I don't know the nature of that. He momentarily pulled out his lineup card sheath. Did home plate umpire Larry May. Thanks to Larry May and Kenny Aducci, our 2 umpire crew today. Umpires across the Front Range League appreciate the work. As do they, I know. A little extra opportunity for summer ball at the college level in Colorado and the Front Range, extending up into western Nebraska. 1-2 count to Brainerd. Starting pitcher Luis Lepe trying for his second clean frame, 3 up, 3 down in 4 completed. He's going to bend a pitch that didn't bend enough. Again, trying to spin one for the finish of this count. Upstairs, 3-2. Brainerd resets. Full count pitch. That is nubbed to second base, end of the bat. And in time, picked up at second base by Taylor McMaster. McMaster caps the top of 4, and a nice 3 up, 3 down effort from Lepe and the defense. 1 strikeout, ground balls to both middle infielders. Nothing for the Miracles. 9-1-2 for the Diamond Club Collegians in the bottom of 4 with Buckled, Gertz, and McMaster scheduled to bat.
All yard baseball. Hey, it's Max Alpha, head coach, manager, governor, executive, chief of Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite in my 5-ton pickup truck that I bought at Cartropolis. One of my 4 vehicles. One of only 6 total vehicles in the village of Sugar Lake. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite tryouts are coming up. Be there if you want to be elite. We only take people who are better than everybody else. If you want to be the best, be at tryouts. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. Do not look at our record on Game Changer. We're the elitist. We will cover airfare for anybody across the globe who believes they're better than anybody else. We'll pay for you to be at our tryout. Don't miss it. Elite Prospects Gold Platinum Elite. We're just better than you.
Andrew Buckled to the plate. Bottom of the 4th. Again, a 9-inning ball game. Run rule in the Front Range League after 7 innings is 10 runs. We have seen some high run production in the league in the early days. Diamond Club currently holding Miracles to 1 run through 4 frames of batting. Ooh, seen a lot of that in the early going too. A hit by pitch kind of on cue right there. Sanders lost that pitch up and in off the lead shoulder of Andrew Buckled. Catcher for Diamond Club. We'll see if they courtesy. Yep, they're going to courtesy run for their catcher with nobody out.
Third baseman, number 2, Tanner Gertz.
Across jogs Casey Ritchie, courtesy running. Ritchie takes first base as the runner for Andrew Buckled. Ritchie also listed as a catcher. He's not on duty today.
Pitch running for the Collegians Casey Ritchie.
Zach Sanders just continued the excavation up in the front of the mound. He kicked a couple clods of mound material about halfway to home plate, trying to root out that. Probably have a little bit of an overwater there. No knock on. The last thing I want to do is knock it all on the field effort out here. I know the Diamond Club bunch, Brad Mulvaney, they take care of this thing, and might have just gotten a little bit too much juice on the front of the mound. Sanders' spikes are full. He's trying to kick off the shoes. Very nice pick move there. Ball put in a great spot. Austin Reese, the first baseman, tagged just behind the dive back of courtesy runner Casey Ritchie. That's a ball delivered. I like dumb stuff like Casey Ritchie's initials are CR, and he's the courtesy runner, which is also CR in the book. It's the dumb things that bring you joy. Top of the order, Tanner Gertz, followed by Taylor McMaster on deck. McMaster's had a pretty busy day defensively. He's factored into a lot of plays. Sanders' strike called. Keeps this count in motion. Gertz had it to 3-0. Gertz back up there. He's got the ankle guard on the lead leg, his left leg, but that right side, I mentioned he's got the high runner goes fouled away. He's got the high pants and the high drawn stirrup. Gertz kind of came limping out of that swing. He takes a long walk around the synthetic circle at home plate. I don't know if it was his hand. Just kind of worked his right hand a little bit too. He looked like he was limping, but maybe that was due to hand pain. There's ball 4. Sanders went out too far, spiked it through to the backstop. No extra movement there. Casey Ritchie down to second base, and Tanner Gertz to first on the walk.
Second baseman, number 22, Taylor McMaster.
McMaster 0 for 2. Does have a run scored in the first inning. Train passing by behind us. Love that part of the park here in Arvada. Looks like another day I was here, I saw it looks like it's one of the commuter or tourist trains that goes up into the mountains that runs right behind the ball field in Arvada. Opening strike there to Taylor McMaster. Nobody out, 2 aboard. Kai Douglas, the number 3 batter on deck. Heart of the order coming here. Bright sunshine now pounding the surface. Good pitch from Sanders. I mentioned both teams looking for extended innings, or at least a healthy chunk of innings. Pitching staff starting to be taxed as the season unfolds. These teams try to find their rhythms. No offer on the swing on the appeal with a 2-strike. Worth checking on it, 1-2. Couple off days for the Miracles this week. I think they told me they're off on, I want to say, maybe Thursday, Friday they mentioned. And around that, as I said, they're doing a lot of work way up north this week, all the way up to Nebraska after being in Fort Collins, which will follow this today in Arvada. Sanders working for a strikeout pitch, but kind of eased that one up there. He's thrown a couple times with authority on that pitch and landed it much better. Comes back with something firm there, and that'll get through the right side. Nice work by McMaster out to right. Runners coming around and a run home. RBI base knock for Taylor McMaster. His first hit of the day. His first RBI, and the courtesy runner Casey Ritchie comes around from second base. Down to second goes Tanner Gertz. Diamond Club cooking here in the bottom of 4. They make it a 7-1 score.
Now batting the left fielder, number 12, Kai Douglas.
3 to the plate so far, nobody out, and danger part of the order. The thump coming through, Kai Douglas, Cale Corden, Blake Young, and all 3 of those guys, barring any sort of multi-out double play result, licking their chops for a chance to hit with runners aboard. Popped up, tall pop from Kai Douglas, shallow center. And all the runners hold. Hunter Morgan had to wait a while for that thing to descend. Loud glove snap for out 1. Hunter Morgan, the leadoff batter, will bat 3rd when the Miracles get back to the bats in the top of the 5th.
Shortstop, number 14, Cale Corden.
Cale Corden, strike 1. That spot's been there all day. Nice work by catcher Louis De La Cueva. Pulled that pitch into the zone even a little more, but that one was earned by Sanders hitting that part of the zone that's been rewarded so far today. 1-1 count now, bouncing pitch. This ball to short, and that's going to go under the glove at short. Another run's coming around. Everybody getting 2 bags out of that except the batter, who will take the E6 onto first base. Shortstop Cale Corden hit one to his counterpart. And at short, Maverick Alcaria just stayed up a little too tall on that. He didn't get down into the legs. The ball went right underneath. Little backhand glove reach effort. Tanner Gertz scoring 8-1. Taylor McMaster goes 180 feet worth of bags. Diamond Club in command, and they were looking for something to get right today. It's working so far, bottom of 4. Zach Sanders' pitch. That's fouled out of play. There is bullpen activity down the first base side for the Miracles. They've got people in the pen. It's shielded, can't see it all. It's kind of blocked by the dugout, but I can see there's a catcher taking warm-up tosses from what would likely be the next arm up for the Miracles. Deep to right center toward the scoreboard. That's going to bounce off the Les Schwab sign, stay in the park, and a stand-up double shot from Blake Young, scoring Taylor McMaster. 9 runs on the board for Diamond Club. Cale Corden takes 3rd on that ball that hit midway up the fence, just in front of the scoreboard. RBI double for Blake Young. He has a walk, a single, double, and now 2 total RBI. And Mac Dossie comes to the plate. Hey, Mac, extend the at-bat so I can talk a little more about what you told me. I'm giving Mac the take sign right here.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 4, Mac Dossie.
Dossie to be followed by Brock Mulvaney and Vaughn Raffleson. Got 1 out. 9 runs up for Diamond Club. 2 more standing there in scoring position for Dossie. Nope, didn't give me time, Mac. He hits this to the same area of the park that'll check up at the track, right in front of the wall, actually. That got onto the track. That'll tag both runners up from second to third and third to home. Cale Corden scores on the sac fly. Well hit by Mac Dossie. Mac has 4 RBI, 2 of those on a single, 1 on a double, and now a sac fly to right field. 2 away, another run home. Strike one called to Mulvaney. He's 0 for 1. He's going to get this to the right side. Pitcher covering. Nice play by Sanders to make the catch and the out. Mulvaney grounds out. 3-1 with the pitcher getting over there after the ground ball fielded by Austin Reese. 8 batters to the plate in the inning. 4 of those guys score. Diamond Club piling on now. They have finished 4 innings in firm command. 10-1, and Luis Lepe comes back out, the starter for Diamond Club Collegians, now working into the 5th inning of his start. 10-1, Diamond Club.
Collegians on top of the Miracles. Thanks for joining us this evening.
The Palace of Pong, the place for paddles. Ping Pong Palace, where ping pong players play ping pong and people populate pre- and post-perfect performances at the ball yard. Ping Pong Palace, positioned perfectly for our population, perpendicular to the pit, plus pleasant proximity to our pristine pond. Please, pop in for Pong. Purchase pop, popcorn, pizza, pastries. Take it from me. Ping Pong Winchester. The place for Pong is Ping Pong Palace. Ping Pong Palace, positioned perfectly for our population, perpendicular to the pit, plus pleasant proximity to our pristine pond. Please, pop in for Pong.
Jeremiah Lucero, designated hitter. Ball 1 to Lucero. Current standings, most recently updated. I don't think they're fully updated because the Fort Collins Foxes put up a couple more wins. I believe they're out to 10-2 now, the Foxes. But standings, broadly speaking, Boulder 64s lead the way at 12-2 overall. Fort Collins Foxes in the second slot. Western Nebraska Pioneers third. Spradley Collegians out of Pueblo are fewer games played. They're kind of catching up on some scheduling and weather issues. They'll have to catch up a few games down the line. Strike delivered. Top of the 5th. Lucero swings and launches that to center. That's back toward the track, still carrying, and that ball goes. Jeremiah Lucero hit it high and tall to center. Center fielder Blake Young kept drifting, and ran out of room. 344 back there. A solo shot leadoff ball for Lucero. Second run of the game for the Miracles. Maverick Alcaria batting. Young reacted to that like perhaps it was routine. The wind appears to be blowing across a little bit, not straight out. I think, wind is blowing. There's a portable turtle batting cage down the right field line, and the wind gust just blew it onto the field a little bit. I don't know if Lucero picked the right time to catch a little jet stream on that ball. He got it out to center, give him the 4-bagger. Maverick Alcaria, the shortstop. Waits for the impromptu field maintenance to be done. Eli Jefferson, player for the Miracles, coaching first base, ran down there to help out. Eli's got a cool attitude, demeanor about him. He's down there chatting up base umpire Kenny Aducci. Eli's got some potential coaching or leadership roles in his future. Lepe misses up and out. Maverick Alcaria walked in the third inning and scored one of the 2 runs. Fouls that away. Lepe's pitch swung on and missed. Got him for the first out of the 5th inning. Talking about the standings in the Front Range League, Spradley Collegians with a winning record on the standings board, but they've played about half as many games as the Boulder 64s and Fort Collins Foxes. There'll be a stretch coming for the Collegians of Spradley, of Pueblo, where they're going to have to make up a bunch of backlog and see how the pitching holds up for that. NOCO Prospectors down in that number 5 spot. Diamond Club Collegians trying to get a win here today, sitting down in 6th. Ground ball, well played, cleanly handled at shortstop. And we do have changes up the middle, it looks like. Diamond Club has Taylor McMaster now at shortstop. Looks like Christian Baker went to second base. Christian Baker playing at second. It was McMaster on the play. So I think Cale Corridon, he might have exited. We'll have to do a little scan around in the batting order. Don't see him defensively anywhere at the moment. Catcher taking a moment, buckled, now back down, ready for this Lepe delivery to Austin Reese. That pitch close to where it's been called before. Reese sort of double took, making sure it wasn't a strike. Fouls it away. Austin a little frustrated he missed that one. I think he liked it. Sprayed it the other way. Greeley Grays and the Miracles down at the bottom of the Front Range League standings. Miracles would love to see if they can gain a little momentum, turn the tides a little bit in the early season. They've got a, kind of like Diamond Club just had, a challenging schedule stretch coming up with the front runners in the Front Range League. Lepe's pitch, again fouled away. Deep into this AB with 2 outs. Reese trying to keep it going for Jansen Roberts. Another right side foul ball. Reese spoiling. Plate umpire Larry May holds up 4 fingers over to the third base dugout to Diamond Club. Needs more baseballs. Lepe got it there. He bent the outside part of the zone. Caps off the 5th inning. Leadoff home run solo shot by Jeremiah Lucero. 2 strikeouts around a ground out, and Luis Lepe has 5 solid innings in the books. See if he comes back out for more. He looks good. 2 strikeouts in the 5th. That takes him 7 Ks now in 5 innings pitched for Luis Lepe. With Diamond Club up by 8, they've got 8, 9, and 1. Raffleson, Buckled, and Gertz, those spots scheduled to bat for Diamond Club.
That foul brought to you by Chester's Chicken Farm, feeding fowl to the folks of Sugar Lake.
Ball yard baseball. Ball yard baseball.
Sports fans, broadcast announcing is evolving. Play-by-play is now play-by-play. Who needs bothersome people who have their own opinions, rooting interests, and skin in the game? Play-by-play, the next frontier in sports announcing.
Bottom of the fifth inning for Diamond Club, leading by 8. Again, because it's at least in relevant range here. 10-run rule after 7 innings in Front Range League games. They're leading by 8, with the Miracles about to head to their 6th frame of batting. Diamond Club chance to deliver an early knockout punch today, but pitching change. We'll see if Evan Iacano can slow down the offense. Pop up, will it stay in? Just barely did, but couldn't get there in time. Louis De La Cueva hustled over to take a look. Just arriving on the warning track behind home plate between the grass area and the backstop fence. That ball landed just maybe a half a foot, not even that, from the backstop fencing. Came straight down that tall fence. Fouled now sharply down third. And 2 strikes against Vaughn Raffleson. Evan Iacano pitching. Iacano takes over here in the bottom of 5 after 4 innings from Zach Sanders. Iacano's pitch. Spun one that hung out over the head of Vaughn Raffleson. Yeah, we'll have to work on using the game changer interface for league standings can be clunky. Part of the process not perfected by game changer yet. There's a hit by pitch. Raffleson dealing with a couple strikes, and he escapes that count with a direct shot to the shoulder area. Catcher Andrew Buckled, number 9 spot in the order. Tanner Gertz, third baseman, bats leadoff. He is on deck. I've seen a few changes in the lineup, but these guys have held their spots. Raffleson, Buckled, and Gertz. Down the middle with that. Nice play on a sharp one-hop to third, 5-4. Can't get the backside of that turn. Fielder's choice. Good play at third base. That was a sharp shot to Jansen Roberts, who stabbed it on its way through the infield toward left field. Gets the front end of the transaction.
Now batting the third baseman, number 2, Tanner Gertz.
Fielder's choice from Buckled. Tanner Gertz 1 for 2 in the game. Singled in his first at-bat, leading off the bottom of 1, scored on that first inning appearance.
Your attention, please. Now pitch hitting. Pitch running for Diamond Club number 1.
Grounded out in the second base, walked in the fourth, has 2 runs scored, does Tanner Gertz. Andrew Buckled, the catcher, has gotten a courtesy runner each time he's been on base. Got a different one now. It's Ethan McGraw. Ethan McGraw out of Augustana College, the runner on at 1. Nice absorption of that skipping pitch. Louis De La Cueva. Thought I heard some flesh on that one. Louis shakes it off. Gertz up top of the order. Good play at third by Jansen Roberts, trying to stay off of that run rule peril here, the Miracles, and he doesn't make that stab at third. You got big traffic and nobody out. Strike called against Gertz. So talking about the standings in the Front Range League, if you look at the standings board, it's not updating as quickly or really as ever as it needs to. That's just one of the development issues with the Game Changer platform. Here's a lob shot that'll drop in center field. Gertz end to the bat at that one and flared it out for his second hit of the game, third time on base, putting runners on first and second. McGraw, the courtesy runner, to second. Gertz to first. Taylor McMaster had his first hit of the game last inning, an RBI single, plus he scored. McMaster's back up. Looking at Diamond Club's individual team information, they've lost 5 games in a row, hence the comments by lead man Brad Mulvaney about needing one. They beat the NOCO Prospectors 16-3 8 days ago on fouled away to the right side. June 8th, just trounced the Prospectors 16-3. Then they opened that tough stretch against some of the top teams in the league. They had 2 against the Spradley Collegians of Pueblo. That was at Runyon. Lost 12-2 and 9-2. Then they played the Boulder 64s, a home, road, home 3-day series. Strike called. The 64s won 17-7, 13-2, and then 11-9 yesterday. Better battle from Diamond Club, losing by 2 to the first place team in the league. Mulvaney and Corden had home runs yesterday. McMaster a double in that loss, 11-9. Brandon Hegedus threw 5 innings against the Boulder 64s. 3 earned runs, but 7 walks in the mix conspired against him. And Liam McGrew also pitched 4 innings yesterday. Got a good look at that pitch. Sales one. That is now called an infield fly. Took a while. Had to make sure that was a reasonably catchable ball, and it ended up being such. So the infield fly was called. And that there was a great example of why that rule is in place. If you let that drop, you could easily turn a double play on that ball. You know, the helpful and correct call by our 2-umpire crew once they assessed that it was reasonably catchable. Pop up to short. Maverick Alcaria covered the ground to get back to that. This is Casey Ritchie now batting in the spot Kai Douglas had, number 3 spot in the order. Ritchie did some courtesy running. Now he's in. Kai Douglas was playing left field. See if that's where Ritchie goes defensively. More train activity behind us on the tracks behind home plate. Pitch coming from Iacono, fouled off. Just ticked foul back to the screen. Diamond Club, their record showing 3-8, and they're on a 5-game losing streak. They've got 2 more coming with the Spradley Collegians, Pueblo team. Those will be tomorrow right here. Doubleheader, 11-1. This ball is hard to right. That's getting toward the track, and right at the wall, it's going to get down. Double scores 1. Will end up scoring 2 on a hesitation on the relay. That ball had to be bounce caught out in shallow right behind second base, and Gertz makes the read, decides to keep on going. Almost got to it. Got a little bit of glove at the very end of that. I think it's still Maddox stall out there and right. Hard to see from the distance I'm at, but that ball right up against the fence on these short fences here in Arvada. Casey Ritchie, the double, driving in a couple. Now the 10-run lead in effect.
Now pinch hitting for the Collegians. Number 18, Casey Ritchie.
Looks like Christian Baker steps in. Ritchie out at second base, and Christian Baker has been subbed in. Strike outer edge. The sub flow in full force now for Brad Mulvaney. Doubleheader tomorrow morning, 11-1 for Diamond Club with the Spradley Collegians. Try to build a little momentum today and get the Southern Colorado teams 3 games in 2 days. Did want to welcome Taylor Gertz, assistant coach for Diamond Club, just to the Front Range Baseball Network streams that we've had. The times I was here previously at Diamond Club, hadn't seen Taylor, but coaching with Brad Mulvaney and Tyler Novotny. Taylor Gertz in the dugout today. Christian Baker working his first plate appearance of the day. Lots of ball for these guys tomorrow, too. Plenty of ABs coming at you. 2 7-inning games. Late morning, midday action. Where it calls to Christian Baker with a 12-2 lead. Never a bad time to wear a pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes full. Miracles still have 2 rounds of batting, 6 outs to work with to avoid a 10-run problem in the 7th. They'll need to get to work. That pitch gets the outside, and Christian Baker thought he was walking. He wasn't. Strikeout pitch. Ends the bottom of 5. More runs in Diamond Club productive offense today. 2 more in the 5th. They've got it up to 12 runs on a Monday night. The only game in Front Range League action on this Monday, June 16, as Diamond Club all over the El Paso County Baseball Miracles, up by 10 to the top of the 6th frame. For the Miracles, their 3, 4, and 5 spots scheduled up. Robert Stahl and De La Cueva had those spots to open. We'll see who comes to the plate in the 3, 4, 5 holes in the 6th.
And after 5 innings of play, our score, the Collegians, which is 12, and Miracles 2.
Top of 6 for the Miracles. down by a 10 spot. Jansen Roberts in the number 3 batting position. He'll stay with that on deck. Is Maddox Stahl still in his spot also. And to see Louis De La Cueva getting ready. De La Cueva, the main catcher. Miracles had Cooper Winchester, who attends Air Force Academy. He's on the roster, but he had to head back for some summer training for cadets at the Air Force Academy. So Louis De La Cueva, talking to him before the game, said he's game to catch as much as they need him. Obviously, there's a point of fatigue that sets in. You need some depth at that position. Louis will take his at-bat in this inning. Luis Lepe doing the yeoman's work that was requested. Brock Mulvaney makes the play. Good job of widening out by Brock at the end of that. Knew a funky hop was coming. He got low, covered up the 5-hole, and just sort of widened out to be sure that ball wouldn't go anywhere. Classic play down at first where it's, as long as you stop it, you're going to get an out. You're right by the bag, and Mulvaney played that properly.
Right fielder number 18, Maddox Stahl.
Sometimes not pretty, but what's pretty is the out. This ball is launched to left center, and Maddox Stahl flips his bat away, and they're back underneath a 10-run deficit on a shot to left center from Maddox Stahl, his first hit of the game after a couple strikeouts. That had to feel a little better to get off of the strikeout train, and that off the bat was a no-doubter. Stahl knew it. Bat flip, and he was gone. Well, there's the Mulvaney play coming into effect, keeping that leadoff batter off base. Pays off, making Stahl's shot a solo. Louis De La Cueva, catcher, first pitch foul just outside of the third base bag. So to go back to, I was talking about with De La Cueva, he was talking about, in his mind, old school catchers, in my mind, just current catchers. Because I went even older school and talked about Craig Biggio when he first broke into the bigs as a catcher. All-star, Craig Biggio for the Astros, was an all-star at catcher, moved to center field to try to prolong his career, all-star at center field, moved to second base, all-star at second base. Here's a back-to-back shot, no doubt, from Louis De La Cueva. That hit the marching band bus, the equipment van, I guess it is, down there. De La Cueva launched that to left, and it was not even considered in left field. I think that's Casey Ritchie out there. He just watched that thing fly. What a shot from Louis De La Cueva. Back-to-back for the Miracles. So we're working on verifying. Here's a shot to right. How's that going to work out? That's going to go off the fence. Going to try for 2, and they got a shot to throw him out. Relay got caught up in the glove just a little bit, and that's enough time for Bryson Martinez to make it 3 extra base hits in a row. Almost got that one out of the yard. Double off the right field fence. And the Miracles force a mound visit from Tyler Novotny. And we've got it as 12-4 right now, but trying to verify. Sounds like the plate umpire had maybe passed along that there was another run. I don't know if they changed the ruling on that first inning ball off the top of the fence.
The ump yelled at me earlier and said I missed a run, so I think the ump says 12-5.
Currently verifying it. We got it sitting at 12-4, the count.
Brent said 12-4. So the ump doesn't know his time now.
Intel from the third base dugout, the home team's dugout, has 4 runs on the board, as do we, so we'll agree on that. Just worth checking now because the Miracles making some noise. Be sure that everybody's square on the math here. Again, with the scoreboard in a malfunction situation for the last couple days. Working on repair to that, the host facility. So we're flying off of our info and my illegible scorecard. But I can tell when I scribble in a diamond. Strike called. Nicholas Brainerd batting with 1 out. Foul tip into the glove and a 1-2 count. Louis De La Cueva and Mac Dawsey both play some catcher. Dawsey DHing today for the Diamond Club Collegians. Louis catching for the Miracles. They both need to get better at self-promotion or hire some PR people. They're at bats. They go so quick, I can't even get their pub out. Can't get their stories told. De La Cueva going first pitch, yard, fouled back. Another one coming from Lepe. Luis Lepe on just north of 90 pitches now. He's in the 51 strikes and 40 balls tally. Gets a strike on a swing through. And Brainerd's out. Second out, runner at second base. The double by Martinez. Jeremiah Lucero homered last inning. He led off the 5th with a solo shot. He'll bat now in the 6th. Hit his ball to center. Right into the largest, most visible tree out behind center. On one that got up super high in the air, and the wind was blowing. It's when it blew the hitting turtle out onto the field right after that. He might have caught the right moment. See if he can back it up with another shot here. Already two of those in the inning. Miracles trying to make their push back into contention here and beat the clock before it strikes midnight in the 7th inning on them. Good pitch from Lepe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just missed in, got some affirmation from his catcher. Andrew Buckle liked the pitch. He hit the spot they were going for. Couldn't get the hands to fire from Jeremiah Lucero. Lepe again. Tries to go back there again. He was up with that, and it's a full count. Lost him. Lepe had the advantage in the at-bat. Ends in a walk. Runners on 1 and 2. Two down, 9 spot in the order. Maverick Alcaria. Walk and a strikeout from Maverick. Strike gets the outer edge. Runners on 1 and 2 dancing, but nobody going anywhere. Fouled back. That one a little closer to our unprotected camera. One perfectly aimed foul ball, and we'll go to radio mode. Dodged it on that swing. Lepe's pitch. Fouled away, right side. That'll get out of play. Luis Lepe's current situation in the 5th inning, now we're stuck on Game Changers, got him at 91 still, so it's no update since these last several pitches have come in, but he's got to be over 100 pitches now. It's a chopper again to Mulvaney, who makes 2 plays in the inning, both similar balls with just a bunch of bounce on them, and Brock widens out and sells himself out to make sure the ball stays on the infield. 2 runs in on 2 solo shots. Stahl and De La Cueva go back-to-back, make it 12-4 into the bottom of the 6th inning. Diamond Club 5th batter in the order is Blake Young. He's due up to lead off the bottom of 6.
Half of the 6th inning for the Miracles, 2 runs on 3 hits, no collegiate errors, and 1 left on base.
If you're a real baseball player, that guy's a dude. You gotta have the newest, expensivest bat on the market. Bro. And it's gotta have the coolest name. Bro. Brand new. Just dropped. Tanks. Whatever the newest metals and materials might be, this bat is always one evolution newer. The Batco Crouching Tiger Nuke Mash Pummel Destroy Quad X Quadruple Extreme. Making mediocre hitters superstars. That guy's a dude. $600 at a time. Bro.
Bottom of 6 from Arvada with Diamond Club leading by 8. All Front Range League games stream on the Front Range Baseball Network here on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the Front Range Baseball Network. Find the network at Front Range Baseball Network, at Front Range Baseball Network on YouTube. Back behind the plate is De La Cueva. Standing before him with the leadoff AB of the bottom of 6 is Blake Young. He goes to the right side. That's going to drop. Just foul, just missed the line down the right field side. It was going to be 2 bags for Blake Young. He's got a double, he's got a single, he's got a walk. There he's got a foul ball. Louis De La Cueva was talking to me about Salvador Perez and the record he just set, and I was actually trying to dig that up because then Louis kind of stopped and he said, well, yeah, you actually have to check it for me and be sure I have it right. He was talking about passing Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. He said in consecutive games started, I've been digging around trying to find that. I found some stuff on opening day starts and records by catchers. But I've not found the magic of what Louis was referring to. But what I liked about it was Louis was talking about his respect and appreciation for some of the classic catchers of all time. Yadier Molina, that's who he's talking about, not Pudge. He was mentioning Yadier Molina. This ball is going to left, and that one is in the lunchroom. Gone is Blake Young. He'll pass on the double down the right field line. Happy that went foul because he just hit one way gone to left field. He's a triple shy of the cycle. Don't know if he's going to get a shot at it today, but Blake Young leads off the bottom of the 6th with an absolute tank. And that's how the bottom of the 6th opens up. Diamond Club can push back out to a 10-run margin. They would have a chance to hold the Miracles in their next chance at the plate and put a cap on it before an early double tomorrow for Diamond Club. Pitch missed inside. This was where Mac Dossie was batting, so Mac just cut himself. Well, he didn't do it, but he cut himself out of an opportunity to tell more stories. I'm going to do it anyway. Nick Brusca is batting here. Brusca pinch hitting the DH spot. He's going to lift that to center. That's in the gymnasium. Filling up the high school back there. Lunchroom shot, gym shot. It's 14-4. Back to a 10-run lead for Diamond Club. Blake Young backed up by Nick Brusca on the pinch hit long ball.
From number 7, Nick Brusca.
Diamond Club wasting no time getting back the 10-run margin. Brock Mulvaney went yard yesterday. Little insurance run rule run perhaps here. Ball traveling as the night deepens in Arvada. Mulvaney at the plate, and Von Raffleson still on deck, so he'll hit for himself here. Will Raffleson, the right fielder, no sub in yet on the on-deck circle. Mulvaney's got a base hit through the right side. Brock serves a single and puts a runner on for Raffleson. And Andrew Buckled does emerge from the dugout to the on-deck circle, and Buckled had his shin guards on. Good move, catcher. Always ready to get going if the third out's made, but he now knows there's no chance he won't bat. There's every chance 100% he will in this inning, so off come the shin guards for the catcher. Buckled on deck, fouled back by Raffleson. Well, do I save the Mac Dossie story for tomorrow? No, I'll go ahead and get part of the Mac thing out. Talking to Dossie before the game, he was talking about he's been cold here at the plate. He's not been getting it done. Dossie from South Carolina, collegiately at University of Northern Colorado, swing and a miss, 2 strikes. And not a miss, it was a foul tip back to De La Cueva. But Dossie out of South Carolina said he's been a singles hitter. He did comment on it being kind of humid here, and he said, he's kind of shocked he's saying that. I agreed with him. He's well seasoned in humidity, but it's been more humid here in the last few weeks in Colorado. A lot of rain, foul off keeping Raffleson at the plate. And Mac was just saying, I think the altitude here in this short park, I don't know, it's just psychological, but I think he didn't say lifting, but I think he's trying to lift the ball, trying to hit stuff up in the air. He said, I've always been a singles hitter, kind of a guy on the ground, and really, he said, I had like 5 home runs in my life, or I think that's what he said, up until he came here, hit a couple when he got going. He said, I'm 2 for my last 18 here, both home runs, just not really my swing style. So he's trying to make some adjustments. This breaking ball stayed on nicely by Raffleson, fouled away, keep himself alive. Max said, I think I'm off today, and I thought he meant like he still wasn't going to find it. And he said, no, I mean out of the lineup. And I was holding a copy of the lineup card from Brad Mulvaney that had Dossie in the number 6 spot at DH. Mac saw that. I showed it to him. I said, I don't mean to break the news to you. Bouncer to short, maybe 2. There's the front one. Safe on the backside. Mulvaney forced out at 2. Fielder's choice for Raffleson, 1 away. And Andrew Buckled comes in. So Mac Dossie comes up in his first at-bat today, hit a ground ball single, 2 RBI, after saying, I used to be more of an on-the-ground guy, kind of a singles hitter. I think I might have gotten seduced by the power-up feeling here at altitude in the short park. So Dossie started off by correcting himself with the single today, got a ball on the ground, then he doubled. That ball was deep. But then he got pinch hit for, and his pinch hitter hits a home run. Dossie done for the day now. Early on that swing, Buckled fired through it. Zachary Sanders started for the Miracles on the mound. Slip on the finish of that pitch. It actually ended up not bad, but it did miss. 2-1 the count. Sanders went 4 innings, 8 hits, 10 runs, 6 of those earned, 2 strikeouts and 4 walks, 88 pitches in 4 innings for Zach Sanders. Look out. Whoa, that went into the Diamond Club third base dugout, clanged off a pole. Looks like everybody's in serviceable repair over there. That was a rocket shot. Andrew Buckled going to get some replacement baseballs. Dugout letting their teammate have it for shooting one in at him. Friendly fire down the third base line. What's the juju here? The karma for Buckled. Is he going to strike out now after doing that? You can't spray your own dugout. Not on that pitch. That one was up. Now it's Evan Iacono working in his second inning of work. 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Strikeout, no walks. Just over 40 pitches for Iacono. And he'll walk. He does have one now. Didn't have any before that, but he loses Andrew Buckled for 2 aboard. Courtesy runner comes across, borrows the helmet. Ethan McGraw takes over running, and Max Matusi is going to pinch hit here for the top of the order. Tanner Gertz. Matusi on the pinch hit appearance.
Your attention, please. Now pinch running for Diamond Club number 1, Ethan McGraw.
Diamond Club with enough on the board to close it in the top of the next frame, but they're working on adding a little something extra here. And they do. 3-run shot. Matusi pinch hits, and that one's in the science lab. I'm out of rooms. 3 home runs in the inning. Solo from Young, solo from Brusca, and now a 3-run shot. Max Matusi. Miracles closed the gap trying to avoid the run rule, and I think that just awakened Diamond Club as they are leaving little doubt now that they're trying to close this thing in 7 tonight. Update the score, make it 17-4. And I think I've got, I had that off on my score on your screen. My out count said 2. It's 1. There's just 1 away. Mound visit and a change for the Miracles. Going to change the arm down 17-4. El Paso County Baseball Miracles making a move. We'll do some recon on that. Got a jersey number that we're not familiar with, so we'll have to do a little research on that. Pitching change in the bottom of 6, 17-4. Diamond Club is unloading here at home with the doubleheader looming in the morning for them, 11-1. They'll be feeling good, going to bed and getting up early for another day at the ballpark, up by 13.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. Run! This has been a test of the emergency alert system. In the event of an actual emergency, you're probably cooked.
Diamond Club still batting, get a little flare shot and an out. McMaster swings on the first pitch, soft liner to first base. There's 2 out. Oh, apologies. Obviously doesn't look great for any of us when we get an unknown on a roster situation and need to get some updates as rosters in the summer leagues. Obviously, players, some come in late, some join after either uncertainties or other opportunities didn't pan out. I've got Cholez is the last name that I've been able to track down. Digging through a little bit here, trying to get our new pitcher identified. Strike to Casey Ritchie. Ritchie pinch hit last inning. Entered as his first at-bat, doubled with an RBI on that. Bending pitch. Stays inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Christian Baker on deck for the Collegians of Diamond Club. One-two pitch is slung out of the zone. Pitcher Cholez says, my bad, taps his chest and tries again. He's got the advantage here in the count still at 2-2. Ground ball back through the middle. That'll clear the infield. Casey Ritchie, couple hit day after entering in the 5th, and we're only in the 6th. It's microwave work statistically for Casey Ritchie, heating up quickly. And now the 9th batter of the inning to come to the plate. 3 home runs in this inning. Young, Bruska, and Gertz. Strike 1.
Pitch hitting for the Collegians, number 19, Christian Baker.
Pitch is in. Miracles record situation showing at 1-10 on the year. There's a swing through and a strike to a 1-2 count. 1-2 flashed by our plate umpire, Larry May. Got a win over Greeley Grays on June 7. It's been a dry spell since then. It's like, what, 6 consecutive, looking at 7 consecutive losses. If this one ends up that way, it's firmly in that direction right now. Strikeout pitch gets the 6th closed out, but it is the deep ball that goes to work in this inning for the Diamond Club Collegians. Solo, and a 3-run shot, 5-run frame. And on the ropes now, the Miracles out of Colorado Springs with one last shot. And they need 4 runs to keep it alive. They'll go to the top of the order for the Miracles, top of the 7th.
River Morgan presents famous baseball quotes.
You tell me right now, Jimmy Morris.
It's supposed to be
always
hard.
in
Bob,
your
if it wasn't
hard.
everyone would do
second base.
The
and
hard
keep your foot
is what
on
makes
first.
it great.
You want to have a catch, Smalls? New pitcher for Diamond Club is Jamin Patterson. Attended Bear Creek High School in Lakewood, I guess that is, Neosho County Community College. Collegiate home for Jamin Patterson. Righty takes over, trying to close this in the top of the 7th on a run rule, 17-4. Front Range Baseball Network, we got the single game tonight, the one you've got right here, the only game scheduled across the league tonight. This ball sailed up over the infield over shortstop. Down it comes for 1 out. Hunter Morgan pops out to short. That's Taylor McMaster staffing shortstop.
Now batting the first baseman, number 19, Austin Reese.
Tomorrow, good slate. Got the doubleheader here in Arvada. I'll be here for 2 games, both 7 innings scheduled. Bradley Collegians in town tomorrow from Pueblo. These Miracles at the NOCO Prospectors in Fort Collins at City Park, 5 o'clock on the Front Range Baseball Network. Alex Becker will call that game for us. And the Fort Collins Foxes at the Boulder 64s, matchup of the top 2 teams in the league. Foxes won last week over the 64s to make that season series. Foxes 1 win, 64s 2 wins. They both have 2 losses on the year. They're running 1 and 2 in the standings. 6:05, I'll be there in Boulder for Foxes and 64s at Scott Carpenter Park. 2-1 count now to the current batter, Austin Reese. Pitcher Jamin Patterson. Speaking of the Bradley Collegians out of Pueblo, I was talking to Jamin before the game today down the left field line during warm-up. 2-2 count. Nice pitch. Down and on the outer edge. Drew a little glare from Austin Reese. Jamin, I said, any parks that you've gone to so far this summer that you really like that stood out? And he kind of thought for a second. He said, that one in Pueblo is pretty cool. Fouled off. Nice job by Reese. Having seen that outside pitch called, he flares that right side. Jamin said, yeah, I like that one in Pueblo. And it's called Runyon Sports Complex. I asked Jamin if he had seen or heard while he was there. Here's a pitch that's going to go to right field, and that ball is going to get down. Base hit for Reese. Second hit of the day for Austin Reese. Double and a single in 4 at-bats. Jamin Patterson was telling him, yeah, did you see the info or did you hear about the fact that Runyon Sports Complex, among many pros through the years, they always claim that historical, here's a runner taken off. Reese going to take a bag, and that throw is going to go into center field. Austin will hold on at second. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and a long list of others. No disrespect to others, just tighten it down to Ruth, Gehrig, and a bunch of guys like that. Barnstorm through Runyon in the day. A lot of those off-season barnstorming tours where pros would go around, make a little extra money, and demonstrate baseball. Patterson's pitch is going to be chopped through the right side. That'll get through for a base hit. Reese around. He will score, cutting the deficit to 12 runs. Miracles put up another. Single from Jansen Roberts and an RBI.
Number 18, Maddox Stahl.
Maddox Stahl homered his last time up. He's 1 for 3, and his home run was unquestionably gone. I think that was the lunchroom ball. This one he'll go first pitch. Chance to end it here. Diamond Club 4-6. The turn, lost the grip on the throw. It came out of Taylor McMaster's hand wrong. Ended up dribbling its way over to first base. Didn't get a good grip, trying to roll that over. McMaster laughing back to the dugout. Yeah, he'll take a little commentary on that one. Fielder's choice for the second out from Stahl. Louis De La Cueva, the last chance to keep it going here for the Miracles. Swings and misses. Jamin Patterson steps back on. Patterson working with good pace. Asked him if he'd been up or he'd seen the park up in Gehring, Nebraska yet. He said he had not. That'll be cool too when the Collegians head up there. Steal, and in standing up in front of the throw goes Stahl. The Western Nebraska Pioneers, Oregon Trail Park and Oregon Trail Park Stadium, the stadium inside of Oregon Trail Park. Their home, beautiful little park. It's a little minor league facility in a town of about, 4,000, 5,000 people. Jamin Patterson and the Collegians will experience that in the not-too-distant future. Patterson looking to close the game here. Missed up. Looks like Diamond Club will be at Western Nebraska on June 27, a week from Friday. That'll be their first visit to Oregon Trail Park. Got that doubleheader tomorrow that I mentioned, and then Diamond Club will be at Fort Collins and then hosting the Foxes, playing a little home-and-home swap on the 17th and 21st. Walk pitch keeps it alive here. De La Cueva free pass.
Left fielder number 7, Bryson Martinez.
Well, does boil down to this potential for Bryson Martinez. We've seen the ball traveling at this small park today. If Bryson gets one gone, keeps the Miracles alive for a bottom of the 7th. He's going to chop this end of the bat, and Jamin Patterson makes the reach, the snag, and he will take it himself. Mulvaney had broken to go work on fielding that ball, and Patterson looked up, saw nobody was there to cover. Jamin took off, demonstrates the sprinter speed. Patterson gets the unassisted putout to cap off a run rule win for Diamond Club. 17-5, the final count. In a run rule in 7, Diamond Club breaks their 5-game losing streak. Miracles, theirs continues. I think they're on 6. It might be 7 now for El Paso County Baseball, trying to find their way out of a losing skid. They'll head to Fort Collins to play the NOCO Prospectors tomorrow, and it will be a double-up midday action here tomorrow. I'll be back with you on the Front Range Baseball Network, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock Mountain Time from Arvada, when the Diamond Club Collegians host the Pueblo Spradley Collegians for 2 games here in Arvada. Thanks for joining us on the Front Range Baseball Network. I'm Thad Anderson. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 11 o'clock Mountain Time, to get a busy day on the network going from Arvada. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Join us back here tomorrow at Nate Journey.